Yeah, I refuse to believe that. Any institution would attach their name to AXGT right now. Actually, though, AXGT wasn't a. Just give me a second here. So this, I sort of remember this. I mean, this might have been a an IPO back. Either an IPO or a name change or something like that. But you know, that is where it first started trading as AXGT. All right, guys, I'm just monitoring an email here. Well, look at RT is continuing. Okay, so that volume is sustaining it. Okay, maybe, just maybe, this is the for Potbelly. Need some volume. Need a little volume. All right, I just looked at. I've missed these here, but I just got this alert. SGMS. I can see it's a 5-minute topping tail or 5-minute topping tail. Seemed to get the alert right at the time. Remember now, it won't give you the topping tail has to be complete, so you won't get it right at the topping tail. You get it the next candle. That's what you're thinking about, because it had the topping tail like the 5-minute topping tail has to complete. Okay, does that make sense? Maybe that's what you're talking about. Yeah, it's kind of nice. I don't know if you're still around. Seems to be working. A topping tail. Like it's giving you the next candle. All right, guys. So today is Wednesday, so we do have a webinar today with Dan and Brad. That's the one I attend. And that's at 5 o'clock Eastern. So I'll be knocking off the room probably a little after 3. All right. So it's a long day for me. So if you have any questions, please ask them now. And again, I'm going to just put that link back into the room, just for those of you who want to, last chance to take part in the test drive. Disregard the May 6th. But again, so if you want to take advantage of the test drive, all right, Major, I'll tell you, I'm not leaving yet. Still have at least 20 minutes. So again, if you want to take part of the test drive, sign up for it after the market closes. Then you have 5 full days: Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. It will cost you 99 cents. You'll have access to our full premium service, just as if you were a premium subscriber. Once the test drive is over, it's over. You don't do anything. If you don't want to take out a subscription, no problem. We don't put you into one. You don't have to cancel out of anything, all right? Okay, so the IPO alert window. Now, what do you mean by that exactly? You're talking about the IPO calendar? No. Well, this is just something I've created, right? So you don't find it. All right, so you have to create a symbol. You have to create a watch list with the IPOs in there. Okay, I mean, that's all I've done. Oops. Symbol list. So I created a symbol list called IPOs. All right. So I get them from that. Yes, I get them from that. And then, so I create the symbol list, attach it to that alert window, the drop-down menu. So select only the following list, check it off. All right. Then, now you monitor it the way you want to. It's got them on new highs, new lows, pre-market lows, and the volume has to be at least 100,000 shares. That's just the way I am watching them. And when I want to get rid of some, I have to go to the Tools, Options, Symbol Lists. And when I want to add them or get rid of some, which I should start to pare some of them down. Here's all my symbol lists. Find the IPO, edit. So here they are. All right, there they are. Well, now all I do is I start to add them from that calendar. I should start subtracting some of these. Like I don't care about Levi anymore. As an example, just get rid of it. I'll probably do this on the weekend. So I edit the list and then say, okay, so now it's gone. And then I also have a top list with them, and I just sort on the lifetime range. So you can see lift is right at the bottom of the lifetime range. PD right at the top has been a fabulous one. Zoom right at the top, near the top. So all I'm saying is that you can attach that IPO watch list to as many windows as you want. So obviously I've got it attached to my top list. There it is right there. Say it's a same list. So I've attached it to my top list window, to that alert window. Keep them coming. Yeah. Okay. What about symbol linking exactly? So basically, virtually any window that you've got, if you right click, well, the symbol linking here in the chart. So if you right click in properties, symbol linking. I think that's what, right? So just uncheck it. Yeah, just keep doing that. I mean, this is what I've got here. These thumbnail charts, they don't change because I've disabled the symbol linking in all of them. These ones, these four, I've got them linked, obviously, so that they'll load the symbol in all time frames. Yeah, that is a little bit of ugliness starting with Beyond Meat. Yeah, so I think what you're talking about, you've probably maybe you've downloaded this, you see the symbol one time. So in the basic new highs and lows, as an example, see, I've checked don't repeat. So what I would do is go into an alert window then that you're not getting the symbol over and over. All right, right click, properties, and uncheck the don't repeat. Just uncheck it. And then say okay. Then you'll get the symbol over and over again every time it makes a new high. If it's grayed out, you must be in history then. Make sure you're in real time. Make sure that you're in real time. So when you right click history, make sure that is real time checked. Now, if it's this, okay, I see what's happened. So you probably have one of these gap up and gap downs, right? Is that what it is? I'm sure that's what it is. I can. Okay, so this is what's happening. If you right click properties and go to view mode, and see you've probably got this like I have group and sort. If you click newest first, let me just do that. I want to I don't want to do that on mine, so I'll just do it. So if I do, you see, maybe it's hard to see, but the time is depressed. Maybe you can see the time column is depressed. So if I right click properties and go to view mode, this will pop up and click on newest first. All right, that did it, yeah. Now you get the alert over and over and over again. On some of these windows, I don't like to do that. That's why I've got that view mode here. So I will see the stop that makes a new high. I just don't want to see it over and over again. So that's why I choose to view it this way. My view mode is group and sort by. Keep the newest on top, yes. Keep the time on top, yes. And then the sort in descending. So, and it'll show me every time. I just don't want to see it over and over and over and over and over. Yeah, it's no big deal, Stan. I mean, I just have new highs, new lows, and also works in the pre-market, and then a minimum volume of 100,000 shares. I mean, it's not It's nothing startling. I'm just looking for new highs and new lows, and with a minimum of 100,000 shares. Stargazer, no. But this is what you can do. The reason I didn't is because I have a lot of windows. I have, various 3 monitors, a bunch of windows. You might not want all of them. So what I did was this. If you find that icon, it's called the Room Drive icon, probably beside my name. If you click on it, looks like a half open folder. Click on it and you'll see one of the links here is scans that I share. If you click on download, you'll see virtually every scan, not only the ones on this monitor, but my other monitors. So then you can pick and choose which ones you actually want. You may not want them all. All right. So you may not want my exact layout. So you just pick and choose the ones you want. Okay. Nice one here. IOTS on the weeklies. Yeah, it's another earnings play. Well, this one's got some room, guys. IOTS. Desto Technologies is starting to move a little bit here. Beautiful break on the weekly. And look left. It definitely does have some room. It's a low floater, 18 million in the float. Yeah, keep them coming. It'll keep my interest. Oh, I see. I'm not sure the TOS remembers. That's the only problem. You may have to do it every time. Like with IB, Interactive Brokers, I don't have, you see, this is all I know there's a way in which you close one down first and then the next one, but you might want to try this. Okay, you might want to try this. I don't know if this will work, but all I do is this with the external linking is I disable it. That's all I do. And then tomorrow I enable it. So I disable it and then I enable it. The reason being is if I want to close down Interactive Brokers and then I want to do some work, what happens is you get this pop-up saying, you get an error message, at least with IB. So all I do is I disable it. So you might try that. I don't know if that'll work, but you can try the disable. Shut down trade ideas and TOS, and then tomorrow, because it'll still be here, and then just enable it and see if it works. Remember I was talking about Chewy earlier. Look at Chewy right here. I mean, this is really at an interesting level if it can break through this tomorrow. It's another earnings play. You haven't tried that though, have you? You haven't tried to disable it and then close everything down. So you're actually leaving the link. The link is actually still there. If you disable it, if I disable this and then I shut trade ideas down, yeah, somebody mentioned it earlier today. Yeah, there it is. GM said discussions to sell the plant to Workhouse. All right, McDowell, may I use that as a testimonial, if you don't mind? Thank you. Give me a second here. Got to find out where we put testimonials. All right. Thank you for that, McDowell. All right. Oh, first of all, change in volume in the last 2 minutes. We had that. We just have 1 minute. We don't have two, 1, 5, and 10, so there's no way to change it to 2. All right, so Michelle, yeah, actually think about what you're asking for. I mean, if we absolutely knew which stock would gap up the next day, we'd all pile it today. So there is no, there's no way you can possibly know that a stock is absolutely going to gap up the next day. Wish there were. It's not a low float either, 61 million in the float. It sort of was an offshoot of GM, I think, the way that oh, I see. Well, I read it like, how do we know which stock will gap up the next day? I sort of read that as well. No, that's not a that was sort of a swing strategy, you know, but there's no guarantee gap up the following day. No, there's no guarantee. I mean, okay, so if you click on, you can look at this, or I'll display it, but right click on the Room Drive icon and where it says My 4 Rules for Swing Trading. So again, that does not mean just because all these 4 are checked. Well, okay, well, we can, yes, we can talk about what we're looking for. I just, well, the way I read it was, how do we know which stock will gap up the next day? I sort of read that as, you know, we can't know exactly which stock will gap up the next day. But I think this is what you're talking about, my 4 criteria. So if I'm clicking, you know, as you know, if I click on any one of, all these alerts are basically set up for intraday trading. But when I click on an alert, when I click on an alert, of course, I've got this, I can see the daily chart and the weekly chart. I mean, look at Workhouse. I mean, this is sort of interesting. You know, but it's all news driven. You know, it's completely news driven, like a lot of them. But look at the volume that's come in. So when I click on an alert, I check the daily and the weekly. Okay. So that's, you know, I'm sorry, it's sort of covering it up, but, you know, so I check the daily and the weekly. So imagine this, I saw this. I check to see where the 200-day moving average is. If it's far enough away, which this one is, I don't care if it's above it, but as long as it's far enough away, then check to see when a company is due to release earnings. Actually, Workhouse had earnings yesterday, just coincidentally. Check to see when the company has earnings. I will never hold through earnings. And then if the stock closes near the high of the day, it becomes a swing candidate. Now, just because it becomes a swing candidate does not mean that it's going to gap tomorrow, but it becomes a swing candidate. So that's what I look for. I created this swing trading room for you people, for you guys. You can discuss, like others can say other, you know, well, this is what I look for. So does that make sense? And again, you can have this. This is just part, you can download it from right there, the Room Drive icon. You can download it and, you know, read it at your leisure. Again, those are my opinions, of course. Well, I'm not a big swing trader, all right? But say that if I'm going to swing trade, I would say that yeah, a lot of times that, but I'm not a big swing trader. You know, I created this swing trading tab because there are a lot of people who want to swing trade. So I thought I'd create it for them so you guys can discuss. So I would say that unless I did that, it certainly won't work. But if I do that, it gets the odds in my favor. I don't know. I think it was on my desk and it fell and broke in a million pieces. So it's taking me a while to get it back together. Yeah, so that was real that was what Real was talking about, that red bar ignored on the 5-minute chart. So you see how that worked? Not 4 in a row, but obviously this is an uptrend. And then the next candle was green. So at $2, in theory, that could have been an entry. Your stop, down there. That's for a $2 stock, you want to put 16 cents on the stop. That's a little wide maybe, but well, that got crushed on earnings today. So, now I wouldn't be trying to swing this. It may rebound tomorrow, but you got to understand also there is news on this and it got crushed. So, I'd be staying away from something like this because, you never know what's going to happen tomorrow. It could continue down just because it's earnings. It got crushed. It's down 23%. At some point it might bounce, but this is now totally news related. Yeah, I also, if you're not used to this, I would also maybe shy away from the biotech, especially the smaller ones, especially if they did do a pop. The reason being is that you run the risk if they're going to spring a finance. These little bios are, desperate for money. So they could spring a financing on you, and the financing will always be lower than the current price. So those are going to be a little risky also. And the other, that's a good point, Waleed. So on a technical and fundamental basis, our stock composite. So I don't have it up and running right now. Yeah, let me. You just find the composite that I have and a top list. I want to have a top list composite. So I think I've sorted. Yeah, so I've sorted on the ones that are near, like right at the top. So again, this composite rating, the score rating, it's a combination of technical and fundamental. So the higher that number, the better the technical and fundamental combination is. So obviously 100, well, I shouldn't say obviously, but 100 is top. So it doesn't mean that just, you take this just because it's got the highest. You might want to start, looking at these ones. They're, and maybe looking for pullbacks, so maybe some pullbacks for, because, they're right at the top, maybe little pullbacks. Looking at this on a weekly or a daily chart, you can see how, it might be just sort of basic there. But it takes this one is still near the high. It had a bit of a sell-off today at the beginning, very minor. So, if this took out, but it's a little extended. You always have to, when are people really going to start taking profit? I would probably rather have something that's more like the PH, to be honest, that is maybe basing a little bit as opposed to just straight up. Sure, it's going to have a great score because it's going straight up. Well, you might want to look at ENPH. Again, this is not a recommendation. Where is it in the lifetime high? Where is it in a 2-year high? Things to analyze. The good thing about swing trading is that you have the time. Day trading, when a lot of them you have to hop in right away. No, that unfortunately, I don't know where you're looking, but this was a reverse split. Okay, so this stock reverse split. It's actually only up 1%. So Yesterday, the stock was trading at, it's a 1-for-8 reverse split. It was trading just over $1, I guess, or under $1. So they did a reverse split. It's artificially raised the price by 8 times, and the float now has been reduced by 8 times. So there's, a little less than 20 million in the float. So if you're wondering why it's, this is another one, DMPI did a reverse split today, effective also. And that's a 1-for-10. So this stock yesterday was trading at 32 cents. Okay. And because it's 1-for-10, so now, this is just market cap. It's going to be the same market cap. You divide that by 10. So now you have 2 million shares times that price versus 20 million shares times 1/10 that price. Makes sense. And they do a split because they want to try to regain their NASDAQ listing. Stocks under $1, typically NASDAQ gives them, millions of warning letters. There are other reasons why, a stock can get delisted, but one of them is having a share price under $1 for a certain period of time. So last gasp effort, a company will do a reverse split, artificially raise the price. However, we have seen a lot of these. If they come up with some news, in the next little while, you could see interesting pop. We've seen it time and again. ABio, great example. Look at, I don't know what the ratio was, but there's only 154,000 in the float now, or a low float number anyway. So that's why you can see action like what happened yesterday. This sort of action can happen. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the trend reversals, if I wanted to find beat up stocks that might be reversing, that's another one to take. I mean, you see these things, doesn't mean they're going to continue. But I mean, you start looking at these on a weekly chart. Some are going to look better than others. But these are more beaten up stocks that might be coming back. Well, but the problem, I'm going to say no, because again, they did a reverse split. Unless they come up with some news, nothing's going to prop stock up. Now, they might come up with some news. If they're smart, they'll come up with news within a couple of weeks. Who knows? It might come up tomorrow. But it's highly risky. I also don't. I mean, I don't want to swing a stock that's falling. I want to see a stock that's moving higher, such that they're enthused about it. What you're talking about is maybe catching, that falling knife. Yeah, I mean, there are some people who do that, but then you might have to be holding that stock for a long time. Okay, so when you say how do I disable my alpha predator, what do you mean by that? Other than just clicking X and getting out of and just eliminating it? I don't know what you mean by disabling. Clicking X and just exiting out of it? Well, you can't. You can't say, okay, oh, from the single stock window. Well, I mean, this is again is just linked. Use symbol linking, all right. Shoot, I should have been talking. I wanted to take this one, but Israel was pointing out this could have some continuation, but that's okay, guys. I'm here to answer questions. Okay, so you must have it on a topless window. You must have idea surfing. You must have idea surfing on. So we don't actually talk about how much we make in the room, Major. Now, when you say changing the symbol automatically, I mean, I don't quite know what you mean. A topless window will update every 30 seconds. Okay? I mean, so is that what you mean, that it's changing it automatically? Okay. You don't want it to? You want it to just remain? It's not the function of a topless window, but I mean, you can freeze it. You know, if you wanted to examine it a little more closely, you see some things here and you don't want it to change in the 30 seconds, then you can just freeze it. Right click and freeze. So now it's frozen. You see how the price has changed? Or the color has changed. So you can freeze it, take a look a little longer, and then you can unfreeze it if you want it to continue. Is that well, you want to catch the falling knife? Well, I'll say to you in my best possible French accent, bon chance, if you are French, Michel, because it's tough trying to catch a falling knife. All right, well, bienvenue ici. Well, we're getting ready to wrap. Well, I'm from Montreal, so I should be able to speak a little bit of French, right? So, okay, guys, I am going to wrap this up. As I say, I'll be at the Q&A at 5 o'clock, so need a little bit of a rest then, all right? So, unless are there any other questions? Okay, Joe, thought I don't know if you just asked me that. Okay, that was a while ago, but there's no volume in just 1 and 5. I'd be looking for a little bit of a base anyway. You know, if you're, like this, I mean, I'm not talking this, but I mean a little bit of a base so that you have at least if you're going to get it, you have to have a way to put your stop, a place to put your stop. So, so you want a little bit of a base as opposed to just, okay, I'm going to buy it now, guess that it's going to start to move. Just because you have a base, again, then let's just for argument's sake say this was a nice base, and then tomorrow it did this little pop. Well, then at least you can put a stop here, and you know, if you bought it up here, then at least you have a place to put your stop. It's all about serving your money, really, your account. You have to have a stop somewhere, even on, you know, with the swing. So. All right, 80 guitar. Good for you. Good for you. All right, guys. Are there any questions? Okay, I'm going to do the old going once, going twice. That is a wrap for today, everybody. Another exciting day in the room. And before, again, I know I'm harping on this, but last kick at getting involved in the test drive, right? You want to experience trade ideas for, we don't have free trials, but this is the next best thing. Costs you $8.99. You can sign up for it at the end of the market, let the market close. So you'll have 5 full trading days tomorrow. So obviously it'll overlap into next week. After tonight, it's over, and we do them 4 times a year. So there won't be another one for 3 months. So if you want to try us out, our premium service, this is the best time to do it. Yep, you can repeat it as many times as you want. All right, I'm going to shut the room down now, guys. We'll see some of you. In fact, what I'll do is I'll just put the link in. So you can sign up for the webinar tonight. Here are all, oops, do that. Okay, so, okay, sorry about that. I obviously did not copy correctly. Okay. So you can sign up for the webinars right there. They're all of Monday to Thursday at 5 o'clock. And the one tonight is at 5 o'clock, the Q&A with Dan and Brad, co-founders of Trade Ideas. So you can sign up for them all right there on that link. Red bar ignored. So this is what he's talking about, WHS, red bar ignored. You see it right there. Uptrend, there's the red bar, totally engulfed by the previous green candle. Next candle is green. And then if the next one is, the next one is green, taking out the high right there. Now, this is right now it's green. You don't know it's going to be green though, necessarily. I mean, obviously it could move up and then go move. So 2 schools of thought. If you wait for it to close, then you're that it's green. The problem with doing that though can be that, you know, that candle could be way up here by the time it closes. Ideally, you want to get that trade as close, you know, to the top to that $2 mark, right, you know, at the top of that red candle, and then you can put your stop. That's maybe a slide, but you know, it's up to you where you put your stop. But the theory being, put the stop at the bottom of the red candle. All right, everybody, that is it for me. So we'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to just shut the room down right now. Hopefully we'll see some of you tonight. If not, we'll do this all over again tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. That's when I'll open the room, get live in the mic at about 9, start to share the screen at 9, get live in the mic at about 9:05. So have a great evening, everybody. tomorrow. Whew. In the bottom? Big on top. Big on. Oh, for fuck's sake. Sell it all, for fuck's sake.
Autofill.
Fuck me.
Buy.
Blew it again. Back off.
Buy.
Oh, when I disable that, it goes to the, oh, good.
EPH.
Excellent.
Cody.
extraordinary power happening in Washington over something Donald Trump doesn't want the public to see. We'll have the latest on the maneuvers over the release of the Mueller report. That's coming out. Just
To 7 miles from Columbine High School, authorities are investigating another school shooting, the 35th in America since last fall. The 35th happened at a charter school, the STEM school, Highlands Ranch. Investigators, there are 2 suspects in this case, and one of them will be in court this hour. 8 students were injured in yesterday's shooting, and 1 student lost his life. Kendrick Castillo was just days away from his high school graduation. Students tell CNN that as they saw the gun, Kendrick lunged toward the saving the lives of so many. My next guest is the father of a 6th grader who was in school when the shooting started. He penned a Twitter thread that begins, "There was a shooting at my son's school today. We're in real time." He writes about the visceral gut-wrenching process of learning that there has been a shooting at his child's school. Steve Holly and his son Nate now from Highlands Ranch. So thank you two so much for being with me, and I can't even begin to imagine what this is like for you. And Steve, just I have to start with you. Just being honest, reservations about you bringing your 12-year-old son on a day after the shooting, and I just want you to tell me.
Go, Chloe. There's so much going on. Good girl, Chloe. You're a good girl.
You felt strongly about being on national TV. Well, what do you want us to know about your son?
I mean, I honestly didn't feel strongly and being really completely up to him. I asked this morning, and I just spoke to him and said, "Hey, buddy, I heard from CNN, and they asked me if I'm not going to be on TV after the school. Is that something you want me to be a part of?" He's like, "Oh, I'm going to think about it." So honestly, he didn't really decide to come up until just about, literally when we pulled in the parking lot. But I do feel it's important to hear from the adults in this, but also maybe more importantly, to hear from the kids.
All right, so Nate, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay. It was incredibly scary during it, and at least half the kids in my class broke into tears when it started happening. It was incredibly scary, and their teacher had us hide in the closet.
I would have been so scared. And I know that you are so brave to be standing there with me today, and I'm in awe of you. Can you take me back to yesterday and tell me what happened?
So I have some sensitive ears. So they shot out the doors and gunshots, and I just kind of froze. And then the siren came on, and our teacher, somebody started cracking the joke, and the teacher told me to shut up, and then I behind your desk. And when she got closer, was it? I was hiding in the corner, and they were right outside the door. I had my hand on my little baseball bat, just in case, because I was going to go down fighting if I was going to go down.
What the fuck?
You were going to go down fighting with a baseball bat. Well, Nate, and again, how old are you?
I'm 12.
12. Steve?
Yeah.
Well, I just wanted to talk to your dad just for a second. I mean, this is your child. Yeah, thank you. I will. Steve, I mean, I'm sorry, forgive me. It's just to hear your precious child describing holding a baseball bat and gunshots in the window. How do you process that?
I don't think you can process that. I think, this community in Colorado, we've been through so much, as I mentioned in one of my shooting. We don't live in this district, Choice Inn. Well, we do live in the Littleton School District, which is where the Arapahoe High School shooting was years ago. And a dear friend of ours lives across the street from us, and she was a teacher there. We have a dear friend of ours who lives in the neighborhood, so it feels like this just, for whatever reason, continues to happen out here. And enough is enough. We need to make a change, and we need to do something, or else we're just going to continue failing our kids. In fact, a 12-year-old has to tell you that, and everyone else that, the situation that he went through. I could have done it when I was his age, and my wife and I, we've not been to tears since, so we're just still trying to process this.
When you're processing it, when you're sitting there, the gym, which became what's known as the Family Reunification Center, right? And so that's where all the parents go, and that's where you're waiting for information on your son. And you were there yesterday for 5 hours. Many parents, can't even begin to comprehend what that must feel like, hearing names called out, wanting to know if your child is alive, and then not knowing. Can you try to put the words for me?
Yeah, I hate to use the word lucky. We were blessed in a situation that the moment I heard something was going on, and so the moment I heard from Nate was quite literally seconds. My other son goes to school in a different school district, and our car pulled call and said, "Hey, can we pick up your other son because of what's going on with him?" And I thought, sure, free ride, why not? And yeah, the great thing. I went on to Twitter, saw what was happening, and almost immediately my phone rang, and Nate had borrowed a friend's cell to give me a call and let me know what's going on. And I just told him to be brave and told him I loved him and told him I run our way. When we arrived at the center, it actually wasn't chaotic. We walked in with another father who I believe had heard from one of his children and not from the other, so he was worried. And then his wife actually pulled in, so he ran to be with her. When we got into the gym, there are over 1,800 students here, so just imagine the parents of 1,800 students in this small gym, all wondering what's going on, meeting each other for the first time, or for the, having been lifelong friends. And so we were just all trying to gather as much information as we could. So most of us, all of us, were on our own, just trying to figure out what's going on in social media and trying to parse out what was fact from what's true.
Ready?
Call from Trinidad Tobago.
And I want to go back to Nate, I'm going to end with you. I got a couple more questions for you, okay? Oh my gosh, I love your child. 2 questions. One, do you feel like did you practice for yesterday? Did you feel like what you practiced for was kicking in?
Can you restate the question? Sorry, it's pretty loud out here.
Absolutely. So it sounds like did you run drills? Do you know what a code red drill, or were you prepared for what happened yesterday? Did you know what to do?
No, it was really chaotic. This never happened to me before, and I was really unsure. I drill like once or twice this year, but I never didn't know what to do.
And last question, what do you want everyone watching to know about you?
That's a hard question.
I don't need to tell you. You can think about it and you can get back to me. I'm going to go ahead and say you are brave, and everyone knows it. Nate, thank you. Nate and Steve, what a moment. Thank you guys so much. I'm so glad you're A-okay. And just a reminder to everyone watching, the 35th school shooting since the fall. This is a crisis. You heard that, child. Or that moment.
And AC360 Town Hall, live from DC. Capably open. The courage to stand up and speak the truth. Anderson Cooper Motors. Tomorrow night, Eastern, only on CNN.
Wonderful. Here let's get to the news. First Lady Melania Trump today celebrated the 1-year anniversary of her Be Best campaign, which means they've done a whole year without realizing it should be called Be the Best. Be Best is like the Hulk doing affirmations in the mirror.
Be best, be better too. Be mindfulness.
Where's Juanita? Juanita? Oh, sweetie. Come here, baby. You know you.
7 days.
I haven't even been in your room.
Come on, baby. Come on, Juanita. Come on, sweetie.
Oh, look how beautiful you are. Oh, yeah. What did AHS end up at? Nobody fucking listens to me. Hey, you guys think you know? I use your program the most of all people. You got a great idea. I'm the one who uses your program the absolute most. You know what? I'm the one who uses your program the most. Who else uses it more than I do? 5 days a week, 7 hours a day. You know, and I start using it anywhere from 4:30 to 7:30. I mean, why would you not use it? I'm going to use the most. I'm going to use the most feedback from people.
President Trump this weekend retweeted a post suggesting that 2 years added to his term in order to make up for the time taken up by the Russian investigation and make up for the time he spent playing golf will need at least an additional decade. Senator Elizabeth Warren gave a speech at Capitol today to call for President Trump's impeachment. Okay, whether you agree with it or not, Elizabeth Warren is making move after move. Everyone else is speaking in vague generalities. Elizabeth Warren is like, we're going to impeach the president. Here's my student debt plan. And also, I love that super dark episode of Game of Thrones. The Met Gala last night and singer Katy Perry got hamburger soup with a toothpick. Said Trump, oh my God, it's the perfect word. I'm sorry, but it was the toothpick. I'm not
audience in Virginia are searching for a man who broke into 8 different restaurants over 2 days. So please notify authorities if you see someone holding this or Facebook will begin testing out a new fact-checking feature on Instagram this week. It will flag posts and may promote false content. Apparently, no, Jessica didn't just wake up like this. We're on to you, Jessica. Starbucks will be offering reusable cold drink cups this summer that will change colors. Their customers on the other hand, finally, a UN report warned this week that 1 million species are extinction because of human activity, most notably climate change. The Secretary of State Pompeo sees an upside. He said in a speech that steady reductions in sea ice are opening passageways and new opportunities for trade. This could potentially slash the time it takes to travel between Asia and the West by as much as 20 days, which brings us to the same as he called. Hey, before ice caps are melting, you're excited about new trailers? Doesn't getting excited that your house burned down because Hey, Mr. President. Hey, Seth Meyers, Seth Meyers, President Trump. Oh, I just realized I forgot my pen. Can I borrow yours?
They don't want the pen. Can you believe this? Should I give it to them?
You got quite an arm. On my question, the Mueller report claimed that former FBI director James Comey to try and stop the Russian investigation. Why are you so scared?
He's so big.
I heard they bought you a treadmill to use when you moved into the White House.
It's never been used brand new.
Porn star said you slept with.
More than any other president. Except
Oh, except one? Well, which one?
you know who the one was? George Washington.
You're saying that George Washington slept with more porn than you?
Can you believe that? What a boy.
Yeah. What does Melania say when you tell her you love her? Mr. President, you taking 15 to the White House, you tend to serve them fast food. Where do all the leftover burgers go?
Back to me in the office where I will dispose of it.
What do you think about the new Avengers movie?
And there wasn't a thing you could do about it.
What's Mike Pence's biggest fear?
A backdoor attack.
How would you describe your tweets?
Early morning signs of illness.
How do they cut your hair?
With a knife. Viciously and violently.
At the end of the day, what does it say?
That's step one.
You know, you and I have done it. We love our Disney movies. Mr. President, what is Dumbo the ability to fly?
It is the spirit that lives in each and every one of you.
What did your physician say when he squeezed your head?
This is surplus. This is extra. We don't need it.
Is it true that your son Eric picks his nose and saves all the voters in his
He named everyone.
Come on. I got a riddle for you, okay? Why did the puppy take a bus? Why? Because he was a little horse. Yeah. A little horse. Nobody gets it. You know, who is a little horse? And your crow can be horse. How's your penis?
It's in bad shape. Like structurally sound.